Hello, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the Drunk Safari, where we will show you the mystery and magnificence of the animal kingdom. This podcast is brought to you by V and Cherry, where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy. Today we're looking at the subject of evolution in the world with the help of our honored guest, Mr. Elephant.
Yeah, he's a little bit overweight, so he's exercising right now. We're so sorry for bothering you, Mr. Elephant.
Yeah, we're so sorry, Mr. Elephant.
We will get back to you later. By then, I hope you are ready. As far as the evolution goes and their understanding of this, basically there was a guy named Charles Darwin in the 1800s, and he went on a boat sailing around and ended up on Galapagos Islands. And there he found a lot of different types of species and came up with a theory that said animals and plants were evolved into various life forms based on environmental factors, and this whole natural selection and this survival of fitness. However, there are a lot of people in the world are saying that they don't believe in evolution.
Wow. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. And as I've done some research for the show, there are 28% of the global citizens who see themselves as the creationists and believes that human beings were in fact created by a spiritual force such as the God they believe in, and they do not believe that the origin of man came from evolving from other species.
Alright, see, that's the thing. There's a lot more to this, and we are here to show you that evolution does happen, my friends. We will talk about the elephant species, especially how they evolve over time and what it is that they left behind for us today.
According to Mr. Elephant, their earliest ancestor lived in the aquatic environment, belonged to a genus called Moeritherium. These prehistoric mammals were closely related to the elephant family, more distantly the sea cow. Lived about 35 to 37 million years ago. They were the smallest elephant and are believed to have the appearance like hippopotamus.
Let us go back in time to where the frozen and preserved of a saggy monster that lived 10,000 years ago in Siberia with the temperature of negative 40 degrees Celsius.
Wow, that's really cold.
I know. The beast is known as woolly mammoth, which came from Mammuthus primigenus.
Go further back, we have Dinotherium, lived about 10,000 to 10 million years ago. The dino and its name derived from the same Greek root as the dino as in dinosaur, called the terrible mammal.
And if you look at the picture, you can see the changes in elephant species that appear to evolve from a small species, which was Moeritherium. In the picture, woolly mammoths have their tusks and trunks longer than any of their intermediate forms. Looking at these soft fossil records, we can see that they are evolved from the same ancestor.
According to Darwin's theory of evolution, the Earth has evolved millions of years ago, which means that these species would have all the time in the world to change and adapt to the environment around them, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, let's look at our intermediate form, which is the Paleomastodon, and the modern one, African elephant. Now you can see that the Paleomastodon was much smaller and shorter to what we compare today with our modern species. If you look at this picture, the trunk is very short. I would suggest that they will not be able to reach out to food in higher trees, and the trunk of the modern elephant is everything that they need to breathe, grab, or wash themselves. Moreover, comparing to African elephants, Paleomastodon didn't have big ears to flap and cool themselves down during the hot weather.
Wow, exciting. What do you think can possibly influence the evolution of elephant that make it so diverse, V?
I don't know, you tell me.
The only thing that I can think of is geographic distribution. Over time, elephants look very different in shapes and sizes. As you have known, during the Ice Age, mammoths had thick fur to keep themselves warm from freezing weather. And as the temperature got warmer, they do not need the thick fur anymore. Therefore, they have very little hair or fur, as you can say, allow them to live in extreme hot regions.
What do you think that caused genetic variation in elephant species, Cherry?
I mean, crossing over is a way for genes to recombine, pair chromosomes, webs lengths of DNA, and this creates new genotypes. In the next generation, the offspring often inherit physical traits from their parent but would not look exactly the same.
That sounds very interesting. Oh, hey, Cherry. Do you know that elephants' modern relatives are the rock hyrax?
Haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I mean, I had the same reaction when I knew about this. The hyrax is really small, right? They only weigh 2 to 5 kilograms, and I don't see any resemblance with the elephant at all. But hey, they all evolved from a single common ancestor, which was the Pterotherium that died out 15 million years ago.
Wow.
And despite the appearance, they still have a few physical traits in common with elephant, and flattened nails on the tips of the digits. They live in rocky areas in Africa, in the Middle East, so their feet are developed to climb steep and slippery rocks.
How do you think elephants are going to be like in the next 5,000 years?
5,000 years? That's 500,000 years ago, mate!
How do you think elephants are gonna be like in the next 500,000 years?
500,000 years? Hey, we don't have to wait that long to see what will happen to them. They could face extinction in a few decades due to poaching. And if you look at this image, there are 22,000 elephants that have been killed for ivory products in 2012, and it's still increasing.
That is very sad. I mean, in the forest, elephants create clear routes by trembling, and this allows more light to reach the forest floor, giving lower lying trees the chance to grow.
Yeah.
Also, elephants' dung will be collected by dung beetles, which is their food resources. Losing an elephant would not mean just losing an animal that has always roamed on Earth. It would also create trophic cascade, resulting in the loss of species and habitats.
Yeah, and with that, we're wrapping up for today. We hope you enjoy every moment of this podcast, and please tell us what you think and comment in the section down below.
Comment!
Yeah! Happy Friday, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, wanna hear a joke?
Oh no, here we go again.
Okay. What do you get when you cross an elephant and a potato?
What?
A mashed potatoes! Isn't it funny?
Yeah, right, real funny.